Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most fascinating and mysterious aspects of space exploration that doesn't get talked about enough. We're exploring the strange phenomena that astronauts have reported throughout the decades. Things that defy easy explanation and continue to puzzle scientists to this day. Now, before we begin, let me be clear. We're looking at documented reports from highly trained professionals. These aren't wild conspiracy theories. These are observations made by some of the most credible witnesses humanity has ever sent into the cosmos. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear might just change how you think about space exploration. Let's start with one of the most famous cases. In 1962, astronaut John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth aboard Friendship 7. But Glenn didn't just see our beautiful blue planet from above. He reported something that would become known as the Fireflies incident. Glenn described seeing luminous particles, almost like glowing snowflakes, floating outside his capsule window. He called them fireflies because of the way they seemed to dance and glow in the darkness of space. Now NASA eventually determined these were likely ice particles illuminated by sunlight, possibly from the spacecraft's own systems. But here's what's interesting. Glenn's description was so vivid and the phenomenon so mesmerizing that it captured imaginations worldwide. He described them as having their own light, moving in various directions, some fast, some slow. It was a reminder that space is far stranger than we often imagine. Moving forward to the Apollo missions, things get even more intriguing. Apollo 11, the mission that put humans on the moon for the first time, had its own unexplained moment. Before reaching the moon, the crew reported seeing a strange light that appeared to be following them. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins observed this object and even discussed whether they should report it publicly, concerned about causing panic. The object seemed to pace their spacecraft, maintaining a consistent distance. After the mission, various explanations were proposed. Some suggested it was a panel from their own spacecraft that had separated during a maneuver. Others thought it might have been the Saturn rocket's final stage catching sunlight at a specific angle. But the astronauts themselves remained somewhat uncertain about what they had witnessed. Collins later described it as one of those moments that makes you feel very small and very alone in the vastness of space. Then there is the phenomenon that astronauts have reported across multiple missions. Strange flashes of light seen even with their eyes closed. These cosmic ray visual phenomena occur when high-energy particles pass through the spacecraft and directly through the astronaut's eyes, stimulating the retina. Astronauts have described these as streaks, dots, or flashes appearing in their vision, particularly during sleep or in darkness. What makes this particularly fascinating is that these particles are passing right through solid matter, through the spacecraft hull, through the astronaut's skull, and through their eyeball. It is a direct interaction with cosmic radiation that reminds us we're constantly being bombarded by particles from across the universe. Some astronauts found these flashes unsettling at first, a constant reminder of the invisible dangers surrounding them in space. One of the most documented but still mysterious phenomena is what astronauts call the space smell. Multiple space travelers have reported that when they return from spacewalks, their suits carry a distinctive odor. Some describe it as a metallic scent. Others say it smells like seared steak or hot metal. Some have even compared it to the smell of welding fumes or gunpowder. What's causing this smell? Scientists believe it might be the scent of dying stars. When astronauts perform spacewalks, high-energy particles and compounds like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons attach to their suits. When they bring these suits back into the station's atmosphere, these compounds interact with oxygen, creating that distinctive smell. In a way, astronauts are literally smelling the chemistry of space itself, the remnants of stellar processes occurring millions of miles away. Let's talk about something called the glow. Astronauts have reported seeing a faint luminescence surrounding the spacecraft during certain orbital conditions. This isn't just reflected sunlight. It's a phenomenon called airglow, where atoms and molecules in the upper atmosphere become excited by solar radiation and emit light, creating an eerie glow around the spacecraft. But some reports go beyond explained airglow. Astronauts have described unexpected bright flashes, sudden illuminations that seem to come from nowhere. During the space shuttle era, multiple crews reported seeing these mysterious flashes that couldn't be easily attributed to known sources. Some speculated they might be micrometeorites striking the spacecraft, or perhaps electrical discharges in the thin upper atmosphere. Now let us dive deeper into something that is both scientifically understood and deeply unsettling: the psychological effects of being in space. Because sometimes, the strangest things astronauts report aren't out there in the void. They're happening inside their own minds. Long-duration spaceflight does something fascinating and sometimes frightening to human perception. Astronauts on the International Space Station have reported what researchers call perceptual distortions. These can range from feeling like the station is upside down when it's not, to momentarily not recognizing fellow crew members, to experiencing what feels like an out-of-body sensation while floating. One particularly interesting phenomenon is called the third man factor, or felt presence. Several astronauts have reported the distinct sensation that someone else is with them in the spacecraft when nobody is there. This isn't unique to space. Explorers and mountaineers have reported similar experiences in extreme isolation. But in the confined environment of a spacecraft millions of miles from Earth, this sensation takes on an especially profound quality. Russian cosmonaut Sergei Khrushchevsky reported an extraordinary experience during his time in space. He described moments where he felt as if he had become someone else entirely, experiencing life from a completely different perspective. He described it as though his consciousness had temporarily relocated to another being in another place and time. While this sounds like science fiction, it might be related to the brain's adaptation to the extreme and unfamiliar environment of microgravity. The human brain evolved in Earth's gravity, with consistent visual and vestibular inputs about up and down. Remove those cues, and strange things can happen. Some astronauts report that after weeks in space, they start to feel like they can sense the entire space station around them, almost like echolocation. Others describe moments where time seems to dilate, where seconds feel like minutes or vice versa. There's also the reported phenomenon of seeing things in peripheral vision that disappear when looked at directly. Multiple astronauts have mentioned catching glimpses of movement or shapes just outside their direct line of sight, only to turn and find nothing there. Scientists believe this might be related to how the brain processes limited visual information in the unusual, lighting conditions of space, essentially filling in gaps with false positives. One of the most documented strange experiences involves dreams and sleep. Astronauts frequently report incredibly vivid dreams in space, far more intense than on Earth. Some describe dreams so realistic that upon waking, they're momentarily disoriented about where they are. Others report recurring dreams about falling or about being unable to return to Earth. The isolation, the stress, and the completely alien environment all contribute to an altered dream state. But let's move from the psychological to the physical and unexplained. During the Gemini missions of the 1960s, astronauts reported seeing phenomena they called zodiacal light bands that seemed more prominent and structured than expected. These are clouds of interplanetary dust that reflect sunlight, but several astronauts described them as having unexpected patterns or movements that didn't quite match the standard explanation. Then there are the reports from Skylab, America's first space station in the 1970s. Crew members reported several instances of seeing unexpected lights or flashes outside the station that couldn't be attributed to known satellites, space debris, or natural phenomena. While most of these were likely explainable, the fact that multiple trained observers reported similar things suggests there's still much we don't understand about the space environment around Earth. Soviet cosmonauts have contributed their own catalog of strange sightings. During the era of the Soyuz space stations, there were reports of unusual cloud formations seen from orbit that seemed to display organized patterns. Cosmonauts described seeing atmospheric phenomena that appeared to pulse or change in ways that weather scientists found difficult to explain. Some of these might have been early observations of sprites and blue jets, upper atmospheric electrical phenomena that weren't officially documented until much later. One particularly intriguing category is what astronauts call attitude anomalies. These are moments when the spacecraft's orientation seems wrong, not according to instruments, but according to the astronaut's perception. Multiple astronauts have reported moments where they could swear the Earth was in the wrong position relative to the spacecraft, only to have instruments confirm everything was normal. It's a reminder that our brains aren't designed for the three-dimensional freedom of orbital mechanics. The experience of spacewalks brings its own set of strange reports. Astronauts have described feeling watched while outside the spacecraft, an eerie sensation of presence in the vast emptiness. Others report moments of disorientation so profound that they temporarily lose track of which direction they're facing or where the Earth is. The combination of sensory overload and sensory deprivation creates a unique psychological state. Some astronauts have reported seeing what they describe as geometric patterns or grids appearing in their vision during extended spacewalks. These might be related to fatigue, oxygen levels, or the way the brain processes the overwhelming visual input of being surrounded by stars in every direction. But whatever the cause, they add to the surreal nature of existing outside your spacecraft in the void. As we move into the final section, let us talk about some of the more recent mysteries and what they might mean for the future of space exploration. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station have access to better cameras and more observation time than ever before, and they continue to report unusual sightings. There have been multiple documented cases of astronauts photographing lights or objects in Earth's atmosphere that defy immediate explanation. While many of these turn out to be satellites, space debris, or atmospheric phenomena, some remain puzzles. One fascinating recent development is the study of what scientists call transient luminous events, or TLEs. These include sprites, elves, and blue jets. spectacular electrical discharges that occur in the upper atmosphere above thunderstorms. Before astronauts reported seeing these strange flashes from orbit, many scientists were skeptical they existed at all. Now we know they're real and they're spectacular. This reminds us that astronaut reports of unusual phenomena shouldn't be dismissed too quickly. There's also the ongoing mystery of what astronauts experience psychologically during long-duration missions. As we prepare for missions to Mars, which will involve years away from Earth, understanding these perceptual and psychological phenomena becomes crucial. If astronauts are experiencing altered states of consciousness or unusual perceptions after just months in space, what will happen during a multi-year Mars mission? Some researchers are now studying whether the space environment itself, the combination of radiation, microgravity, isolation, and the profound overview effect of seeing Earth from space, creates a unique state of consciousness. Several astronauts have reported deeply spiritual or transformative experiences in space, moments of insight or connection that they struggle to put into words. While this isn't a strange sighting per se, it suggests that space does something profound to human consciousness. Let's address something important: the difference between unexplained and unexplainable. Most of what astronauts report eventually gets explained through science. Those fireflies John Glenn saw, ice particles, those flashes in their vision, cosmic rays. But the fact that we can explain them now doesn't make them any less fascinating. And it reminds us that there's always more to discover. However, some reports remain genuinely puzzling. There are documented cases of astronauts seeing things that, even with our current understanding of space physics and psychology, don't have clear explanations. These aren't evidence of anything supernatural or extraterrestrial necessarily. They are simply reminders of how much we still have to learn about the space environment and how humans interact with it. One thing that has become clear from decades of astronaut reports is that space is far weirder than we give it credit for. We often think of it as an empty void, but it's actually teeming with activity. There are particles streaming from the sun, radiation from distant galaxies, electrical discharges in Earth's atmosphere, micrometeorites burning up, satellites and debris orbiting, and countless phenomena we're still discovering. The human element is crucial too. We're resending minds and bodies that evolved on a stable planet into an environment they were never designed for. The fact that astronauts can function at all in space is remarkable. The fact that they sometimes see or experience strange things isn't surprising, it's expected. The brain is constantly trying to make sense of an environment that makes no evolutionary sense. Looking forward, as we establish permanent bases on the Moon and eventually send humans to Mars, we're going to encounter even more unexplained phenomena. Mars has its own mysteries. From unusual terrain features to atmospheric phenomena we've only glimpsed through robotic probes. What will astronauts walking on Mars report seeing? What new categories of strange experiences will emerge from longer missions farther from Earth? There's something profound about the fact that even with all our technology, space remains mysterious. Every generation of space explorers reports things that puzzle them, things that don't fit neatly into our understanding. This isn't a failure of science. It's a reminder of how much frontier still exists above our heads. Some of the most experienced astronauts say that you can never fully prepare someone for what it's actually like to be in space. The photos and videos don't capture it. The training simulations fall short. There's something about the actual experience, the actual sensation of floating in a tin can while the earth spins below you and the stars shine unwavering above, that transforms people. And in that transformation, strange things happen. The reports keep coming in. Every mission adds to our understanding, but also adds new questions. Modern astronauts continue to document unusual sightings, strange experiences, and moments that defy easy categorization. Some are captured on camera, others exist only in mission reports and personal accounts. Together, they form a fascinating record of humanity's ongoing journey into the cosmos. What does it all mean? Maybe it means that space is simply stranger than our earthbound intuitions can grasp. Maybe it means the human mind is more adaptable and more fragile than we realized. Or maybe it means we're still at the very beginning of understanding what is out there and what it does to us when we venture into it. One thing is certain: as long as we send humans into space, they'll come back with stories. Some will be explainable, some won't. Some will be profound, some will be puzzling. But all of them will remind us that we're explorers in a universe that still has countless secrets to reveal. So there you have it, folks. A journey through some of the strangest, most fascinating things astronauts have reported from space. From dancing fireflies to cosmic rays flashing through closed eyelids, from the smell of space to profound alterations in consciousness, space continues to surprise us. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysteries of space exploration, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to create more content like this. And if you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our explorations into the unknown. What do you think about these astronaut reports? Are they all explainable with science, or is there something more mysterious going on? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your theories and perspectives. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep looking up.